Take a quick peek while they're shiny and new. Everybody goes XRC, but I'm gonna go XMR. Just rip these suckers off, put them on some Bighorn 2.0s just to get a feel of it. Yeah. All right, here we are. Bought a little side-by-side for the little guy, his very own. Just kidding. Threw some Bighorns on here. Yeah, how's that sound? That's the little V-twin Yoshi. Give it a little rev. Sounds good?
Sounds so good.
So nice and new and clean, eh? It'll never be like this again. Goodbye, clean world. Let's go. Hey y'all, so more change-ups for the lineup. We test drove Maverick Sport regular version a couple of weeks ago, really liked it, so we thought we wanted to jump in the 1000R version. Weren't sure between the RC version or the XMR version. A lot of people go XRC. I don't know, we just like this one a little different, but you know, either way you go, it's you don't have the best tires to start off with. So these aren't either. They're a spare set of Bighorns we had. So we took the big 30-inch cryptids that come with the XMR, put these on them, make them a little more of a BC Northwest riding machine here to dig into everything. Maybe we'll put the cryptids back on in for later fall, winter, when things start getting mucky, and we'll put this to the test more. So yeah, so we got two reviews coming up. One on this one, the XMR. This is a 2019. 2020 is released. It's the darker gray with the Manta green, but we also traded our XRS in. That's right here. We're gonna go to an XDS, but it's coming with that same Manta green and the gray there too. So we went this way, look a little bold out there in the bush. That's fine with us. And we put the horns on, they look good with the rims. Other than that, the roof is the only thing not stock on this. Every single other thing is stock. So 4,500 pound winch there, super winch. This one's got the QS3 adjustable shocks, little piggybacks, box shocks in the front and back, double A-arms, which are nice and greasable everywhere. On the front, same with the back. It's got their that new system with the shocks hanging way out the back. So, but you know what? We've ridden in them. It's a super comfy ride in the trails. I just want to not worry about riding like crazy X3 style all day, and just sometimes just have a real nice ride and cruise around, have the nice non-turbo torque and instant responsiveness. I kind of like the best of both those, you know. Some days I want to be in the turbo, some days I don't. So this one we put the Yoshi exhaust on. As you can see, this is the only low intake on all these guys, except for this does come up for the snorkel and cycle down. So we can pretty much take this unit right up to the snorkel height, no problem, which is past my nose probably when I'm sitting in there, but it's nice to know we can tackle stuff and not worry about that. So got the 2-inch hitch receiver, rear sway bars. Again, the nice, easy to adjust shocks. I mean, you know, I go to the dunes and back up here with the X3s, and I like to adjust the shocks and get them fine-tuned. Machines like these, I find it's just an advantage just to run around quick. Soft, soft, soft. There you go. Firm, firm, and in the middle if you like, right? So yeah, everything's pretty accessible. I like this. So there's the Yoshi exhaust put in there. Hear that in a sec. And then you got the oil. I know the oil filter is supposed to be a bit of a pain in the poop to get at. Down around there, it's supposed to be a bit of a pain in the butt, but other than that, everything's pretty accessible. The diff's nice and accessible. I will put the bumper that comes on the back here on. And then you got your rad fluids right there, and you got your snorkels here. This is that loop from the belt duct I was talking about. We got the roof put on. That's the only other thing. The XMR is nice too. It comes with these little extra extensions there for the mud, so you get a little less on you. The full half doors, which everybody talks about how nice they are. They absolutely are. Yeah, fit and finish, ergonomics. That was why we got this. We just loved the test drive of the Sport 60-inch version. We had some liberties on there to make it bigger at the time of that test drive, and it just rolled so smooth, giving us an idea what this would be like with even more travel. So you're 14.5 inches of travel, plus or minus front and back there, but the other ones were only, I think, 10.5, so this should just ride that much better. And then we got all our smart lock stuff there for mud and trail. And then the trip button menu does all the new stuff on the new dash that's come out now. You got your X logos on your seats. Really nice seats though. They're super comfortable. Huge fan of the seats. The nice steering wheel feel. Grab bar. Very nice, clean looking fit and finish here. So you got your cup holders, tons of legroom, passenger and driver. So the driver's side seat is adjustable, slides back and forth. Passenger side stays where it is. It's not an issue to me because I'm not sitting in there very often, but for the most part, a passenger likes to kind of chill out, and you just hold on, and you got another grab handle there, so you're pretty secure and snug in there when this is closed. But like, look how easy these, and they're water sealed around, so easy to close. And then you got some extra storage up here, lots of room up there. I've seen them too with the full windows, and it's set up here for take the window washer fluid and the wiper. It's actually a really nice setup. Everything custom fits really tight inside here. So we might look at getting into that for colder months, maybe a cab heater. So you don't get the old Maverick Commander heat piling up in the middle now because the engine's in the back, which is great. That I love. I think this just pops off. I actually can't remember how that one works. Yep, there you go. So your brake lines, and not a whole lot to see down there other than the radiator, which these pop off as well, so you can clean them real good, which is nice. And you got the tow hook down there too. So other than that, yeah, everything's nice and smooth. Got the nice wicked eyebrows going on here, arched A-arms front and back. We're going to put the skids down there front and back, slip over stuff as well. Then down here, I believe this is a couple turns and your Donaldson air filter right there. So it's supposed to be a nice super tight seal. So this is the first time I've even pulled on one of these, so it doesn't seem very complicated. Pretty crazy if one hand you can do it first time without even trying. Gas is there. Let's walk around. I know there's a lift up pop top here. We're gonna get the extra gas for the longer trips, and there's a nice big cooler that goes there too. A few different racks available to kind of build it up and keep everything in there, and bungee everything too. We're gonna pick one of those up. And as far as anything else on the back, I think it covers most. You got the high clearance arms at the back too, so like crazy 15 inches of ground clearance. I mean, that's Talking XRS Turbo S numbers there pretty much. Um, yeah, I think I definitely want to get some protection along here though, and to kick me out a bit and keep us away from the machines, and you know, wherever those doors are, I want to stay away from those doors as much as possible. And then you come in here, driver's side, get your headlights, winch is already pre-wired in there. It's nice having this, a lot of the stuff just done automatically, straight from factory. And so what this has, two-wheel drive, then you got four-wheel drive. When you're in four-wheel drive, you're in Visco, or you can go into the mud or trail mode, or push it again and you're up to a full front diff lock. So it's all there. You got the old Visco system, the mud and trail smart system, and then the full front diff lock. Still got the eco and sport mode, which is definitely nice. Eco mode's handy to have. You don't use it a whole lot of the time, but when you do, it is nice to have. Old key here, no security key. Works super smooth though. I'm happy with it. No problem there. Mini storage here. All kinds of things you can stick in there. Yeah, this seat hopefully it just keeps doing this too. Where is this? This is crazy, this one. How easy this seat moves back and forth. One hand I can't quite show you, but maybe I can. Oh, it's a little too difficult to do with one hand. Anyways, let's start this up. Let's hear the Yoshi exhaust here. It's sweet. So, new dash, it tells you if the smart lock's on or it's in auto or not, sport mode. So it's got all your signals down there, different warning signs. Actually shows your temperature while you're riding. The clock's on there at all times. Your gasoline, your trips. So it shows lots of stuff rather than having to click a bunch of buttons non-stop to see so many different things. That's definitely nice. And then it's got the tilt too. So you want to move it down, move it up. And yeah, so the Yoshi sounds pretty nice. But we just really missed the V-twin growl of Can-Am. I had the 800 Commander, and that was only 68 horsepower, and we loved that. We loved the sound of it. We loved the feel and the torque of it, and that's a different thing with the Razor. It's a totally different ride, and we had the XP1K, and that was great too, but we just kind of want to get back to the growl, but you know, 100 horsepower, 1000 cc's. But yes, we're looking forward to this. It's a sweet looking machine, sweet sounding, looks very capable, and it's 64 wide. So a little longer wheelbase than a Razor. Makes it ride, you know, extra smooth. We had no problems taking them everywhere, just in and out of the trails. I know at 60, yeah, you'll get around a little more, but 64 we find is the sweet spot for all that. So as opposed to our 75-inch XRSs and Turbo S's there. So it's a preview, and then we gotta have the next one coming up with a full in-ride preview of this one, and of also the 60-inch Sport as well. So you can kind of compare the two of them. We'll give feedback on the different suspensions they have. How much more does one work over the other? And yeah, can't wait to compare. It's what I love doing the most, so I could get that stuff to you guys. And like when we purchased this, we had not a lot to go on review wise online. There wasn't a whole lot, you know. You got your few guys out there, bigger guys out there that did some reviews, and not many people actually wearing and tearing on them and taking them out and putting them through the test for days on end. So we'll get some K's on this and get back to you. Stay tuned. And yeah, just a couple quick things before I go here. So like I was saying, it's a V-twin 976cc. So it's got It's got enough juice. It's 100 horsepower. I can feel the difference between this and an XP right away. They're 110. It's just a whole different feel to it. So yeah, your 14 3/4 suspension is front and back, and your dry weight is just tipping 1,600 pounds. So, you know, in comparison to a 64-inch XP 1K, this is pretty much the same. I mean, in a lot of comparison ways. More ground clearance. I mean, it's kind of more high lifter height. They're mud version as well. So we'll put this to the test. We've heard the power steering's pretty great. It responds with the smart lock. It computes that when you're driving too, and adjusts while you're on the fly or stuck in the mud. So yeah, these covers here just pop off so you can watch the rad. And then, like I was saying, it's nice. There were lots of greasables everywhere. It's always a good sign to see the greasables all greased up. Tons of grease already on there already. These front sway bar links, a lot of people disconnect them if they want to articulate and go into technical a little better. Let's see here, you got pretty big brakes front and back, decent size set there. But yeah, other than that, the other thing I wanted to say that's pretty cool is to change the belt on this one. You basically, you know, got some flexibility here. So they've made the frame here. I don't know if you see down here, so you can get to the, just straight through to the two nuts down, or bolts down there. So you're 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 off, and this covers off, and you're changing your belt, and you actually got quite a bit of nice room to get at everything. So not saying I'm looking forward to that or nothing, but if it happens, it's nice to know there's room there. Absolutely. Full heat shield under there. It's nice with the Yoshi exhaust here. It just a little more room everywhere in here, so a little easier to clean up, wash her down. So here's the adjustable shocks, nice and easy. So we're on one. So you want to go middle, full firm. Just walk around real quick, boom, boom, boom. Get them where you want. So I'm sure they'll break in a bit. So we're just on soft right now. Get the springs to wiggle down a bit and break in. Yes, and we're back to the fun seat here. So when you're in the seat, what we're doing here is just pulling this little lever, and you slide so easy. It's crazy. Look at that. I'm sure mud will get in there and it won't be that easy. Let's see if we can see that lever. Anyways, it is nice to have that rather than doing the huge shuffle back and forth trying to get it to go. So it's not a huge important factor for me, but it's nice. What else? What else can I show you guys? Maybe the dash here. Let's look at the dash. So we'll start her up here. We got the menu. So we can change the menu. Get the RPMs down there instead. You got your speed stats, engine temp, battery voltage, and then your settings there. Back to RPM. So then you got your trips. So you got your average speed settings, so you can record that. That's kind of neat to know how slow everybody's asses went all day. Then you get your trip B, trip A, hours, one down in the bottom hand left. Total. There you go. So just a nice, clean operating machine. I just like the way it works from inside to the outside. Except I might do another review video when it comes time to changing the oil, and we'll see just how fun this is to get to this filter. As we all know, Outlander owners, the filter's just a joy to get to. So the Commander one was easier. You just had to take out 100 plugs, but you got there and it was accessible. So we'll see how this goes. So as far as the seats, getting back to the seats here, being so comfortable, I mean, a lot, you know, some people still take them out anyways, but if it's not your biggest deal to do all those things, stock, they're the most comfortable seats, I believe, of every company out there. You know, I've sat in the Talons, those are pretty decent. These guys, the sports seats, I mean, you just tell by looking at them, they're pretty nicely shaped, bolstered design, and one of the best things that's nice about them, so that you don't have to change them, is that they do come ready for the 4-point harnesses if you're going to switch over from the regular over the lap seat belt and want to do that up. You don't have to panic and buy a whole new another set of seats, because they're not cheap, and if you don't have to. However, one of my complaints about most of the other things I've ridden in, pretty much other than Can-Am, is the seats. And then if you do want to get the harnesses in there, then you have to change them, even if they were half decent. But these are ready to go. I love them, sitting in them. I don't see it getting a whole lot better than that, you know, for what this machine's going to do and be capable of doing. And I don't think it's necessary to have some big, huge, other crazy, super locked down seat necessarily for where we'll be riding and how we'll be riding. But that's important to me. When we had the Commanders, the seats were still fairly feeling like that, but when we first were in the Sport Maverick that just came out, that we tested a couple weeks ago, that was one of the first things my wife and I both said to each other. We looked at each other and it was like, oh, the seats, to go back to the seats, you know, after being in the Razor seats there, you know, I can never get used to the stock Razor seats. They're I don't know. It was just too upright. It was like sitting in a booth at White Spot or something. But I don't know. These ones are great. You can just lay back, let your body sit in them, and, you know, kind of feel the contours. So yeah, I thought it was important to mention that about the seats. And another thing too, just want to mention, when you guys are rolling, make sure before you go into the full front diff lock, save your machine, come to a stop first. Definitely want to do that. The XRC, just like with many models like this, and the XMR, they have the low, high, neutral, reverse park, but they have an extra low, and you feel it. It's a very comfortable feeling between that and the engine braking. It's a very nice, safe, cruising up and down the hillside feel, to just be able to almost not even use your brakes, but to go up the hills too. And it's very clean, not jerky like my Commander was. It's very smoothed out. The way they got the throttle line there, it's very nice. And same thing, towing here, you got your towing rating, so 1,500 pounds, and keep her in low. Don't kill your machines, guys. Make them last a while, because they are not cheap. They're so far from cheap anymore, so pay attention. Do the extra little things to keep them running right. Service the heck out of them. Keep them lubed up. Alright, have fun. Safe riding, guys. We're up. Boom, Yoshi! Love it. I think it sounds great. Little bass, little roar, little pop. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so we don't have a in-ride review yet, but we're just gonna give you a little sneaky peeky. Let's try low. Sneaky peeky, just how this crawls over here. This is a low, smart trail. Just watch the suspension work nice and easy. Look at the how smooth it is. It's not so jerky, but listen to that torque. So imagine going up a nice steep hill on that. It would do very, very well. So we're gonna go up to high now. Being high, smart trail still. Just like that. Beauty. Feels good?
Yeah.
Beauty. I can start to smell the little early break-in smells. Alright, let's give her a little two-wheel high, little rip on the way back. Probably going to be some crazy wind noise going here, but let's give everybody a chance to hear it.